Hey guys, welcome back to another learning video. I am Shubh Gupta and I am saying you hi. Hope you are doing your studies well. So friends, as you know, in previous video we completed our chapter which is water, a precious resource. So now we come to our next chapter which is reproduction in plants. So what is reproduction? Reproduction means reproduce, and what is reproduce? Reproduce means increasing their number one by one. So in this chapter we will learn about how plants germinate, how seed germinate, what are the parts of a plant and flower and many more. So what are the vegetative parts of a plant? The plants that such as parts of a plant such as root, stem, leaf and flower etc. are called the vegetative parts of a plant. जब हम किसी वेजिटेटिव पार्ट मीन्स हमने रूट ले लिया किसी प्लांट का, या हमने स्टेम ले ली, लीफ ले लिया या फ्लावर ले लिया, अगर हम उस वेजिटेटिव पार्ट को सॉइल में अंदर बरीड कर देते हैं और वो जर्मिनेट हो जाता है, इट्स जर्मिनेट, सो दिस इज नोन एज द वेजिटेटिव पार्ट ऑफ अ प्लांट. So there are two modes of reproduction which are asexual and sexual reproduction. There are two modes of reproduction which is asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. So what is the difference between asexual and sexual reproduction? The main difference in asexual and sexual reproduction is the asexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, the plants grow without the help of सीड. मतलब अगर हम सीड नहीं इसमें सीड नहीं बरीड करेंगे सॉइल में तो वैसे ही प्लांट हमारा ग्रो हो जाएगा. दिस प्रोसेस इज नॉन एज asexual reproduction. And in sexual reproduction, there is a requirement of seed for the formation of plant. And in asexual reproduction there are only one parent plant required, and in sexual reproduction there is only two parent plants are required. Okay, now we come to our next thing which is asexual reproduction in plants. So asexual reproduction in plants कैसे होती है? Usually asexual reproduction is observed in the lower groups of plants and animals. The process of asexual reproduction are budding, fragmentation, fission, spore formation. Okay, these are the asexual reproduction in plants. These are the methods of the asexual reproduction in plants. So first we discuss about budding. So what is budding? In budding, a smaller part of a body of the plant, of the parent plant, grows out as a bulb. Bulb-like projection grows out from the parent plant, which then grows further and detach when it grows completely from the parent plant. Budding में क्या होता है? Budding, the examples of hydra, yeast and hydra are the examples of budding. And budding process में क्या होता है? जैसे suppose it's a hydra. There is also seen in the picture. This is a hydra, and in hydra there is a bulb-like projection which grows completely. When it grows completely, it detaches from the parent plant and grown on its own. This is known as the process of budding. So now we come to our next topic which is fission. What is fission? In fission process of asexual reproduction, in which an individual divides into two or more individual, means in fission process one organisms divide into two individual or two or more individual. This is known as fission process. In fission process there are two processes: binary fission and multiple fission. Binary fission and multiple fission. Binary fission and the multiple fission are the two processes of fission. So in binary fission, the organisms divide into two daughter cells. In binary fission, the organisms divide into two individuals, and in multiple and in multiple fission, the organisms divide into two or more individual. The fission process held in amoeba. You can see in the picture that this is a amoeba, and then amoeba divides, and when the amoeba have the favorable temperature and favorable food, the amoeba divides into two daughter cells. This is known as binary fission. And when the amoeba have much food and much and it is living in a very good temperature, very nice temperature, and it is having many much food, so it divides into two or more individual. This is known as multiple fission. Okay, now we come to our next topic, which is fragmentation. What is fragmentation? The example of fragmentation are the spirogyra, liverworts, and mosses are the examples of fragmentation. So in the aquatic algae or in aquatic plants, there is a there is a break into two. मतलब जो in fragmentation process, the adult organisms just break into two or more fragments. This is known as fragmentation. Fragmentation process में क्या होता है हमारा, जैसे कि हम स्पायरोगेरा ले लेते हैं. स्पायरोगेरा हमारा ब्रेक हो जाता है, वो आगे फर्दर ग्रो करने के लिए ब्रेक हो जाता है टू या दो से ज़्यादा पार्ट्स में, दो या दो से ज़्यादा फ्रेगमेंट्स में. उससे कहते हैं हम फ्रेगमेंटेशन. Each of these fragments grow up to a form a new organism. So in fragmentation, fragmentation is similar as the fission process. Simply as fission process, in fragmentation, the spirogyra or liverwort or mosses just divide into two or more fragments. फ्रेगमेंटेशन प्रोसेस में सिर्फ यही होता है, जैसे कि हमने स्पायरोगेरा ले लिया, स्पायरोगेरा ऑर्गेनिजम्स सिर्फ ब्रेक हो जाता है दो या दो से ज़्यादा फ्रेगमेंट्स में, मीन दो या दो से ज़्यादा ऑर्गेनिजम्स में, और वो ही अपने ओन में ग्रो करते हैं. दिस प्रोसेस इज नॉन एज फ्रेगमेंटेशन. नाउ वी कम टू अवर नेक्स्ट टॉपिक, विच इज स्पोर फॉर्मेशन. फ्रेंड्स, दिस पेज इज लिटिल बिट ब्रल, but you have to manage it. In fragmentation process, in spore formation, now we come to our next topic, which is spore formation. In spore formation, there is a small spores which develop into new individual. When they got a good temperature and water, they grow on its own. So spore formation में क्या होता है, when the spores are released, such as we take an example of mushroom. We take an example of mushroom in spore formation. In mushroom, you see the such some spores on the shell of the mushroom. They keep floating in air. When these spores जो mushroom के ऊपर जो spores होते हैं वो released हो जाते हैं, and they keep floating in the air when they not got favorable temperature. They continuously floating in the air, keep floating in the air, and when they under in the favorable temperature, when they got a favorable temperature and favorable food and place to live, they germinate and develop into new individual. So in spore formation में क्या होता है, जो जैसे कि हमने एग्जांपल ले लिया स्पोर फॉर्मेशन में मशरूम का, तो मशरूम का जैसे कि हमने एग्जांपल ले लिया, तो मशरूम में आप देखेंगे जो मशरूम का सेल होता है, ऊपर का जो उसका हट होता है, उसमें सिर्फ छोटे छोटे से स्पोर्स लगे होते हैं. जब वो स्पोर्स रिलीज होते हैं तो वो एयर में फ्लोट होते रहते हैं जब तक कि उन्हें फेवरेबल टेम्परेचर नहीं मिल जाता, फेवरेबल प्लेस नहीं मिल जाती उन्हें रहने के लिए. जब उन्हें फेवरेबल टेम्परेचर, फेवरेबल फूड एंड फेवरेबल प्लेस मिल जाती है फॉर द लिव and for the survive, they germinate on that place only and develop into new individual. This is known as spore formation. So in spore formation, जैसे कि हमने अभी पढ़ लिया, आपको स्पोर फॉर्मेशन अब समझ में आ गया होगा. सो फ्रेंड्स, दिस चैप्टर इज सो लेंथी. When we completed till here spore formation, there is a vegetative propagation, natural vegetative propagation, and artificial vegetative propagation. And there are some methods of artificial vegetative propagation like stem cutting, layering, grafting, and tissue culture. And there are then sexual reproduction and the parts of a plant and many more there are. So this is a very lengthy chapter. जैसे कि हमने अपने नेक्स्ट चैप्टर में पढ़ा था, हमने जो प्रीवियस चैप्टर में पढ़ा था वाटर अ प्रीशियस रिसोर्स, in that chapter we completed 2 parts. We take 2 parts. That chapter requires only 2 parts, but this chapter will be required 2 or 3 or 4 parts. This chapter required. So friends, we have to do till here only. I hope you understand my language and understand my my language. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. And if you are new on my channel, please subscribe my channel. And if you want any chapter to explain, to understand from me, so please write in the chat box. I am waiting your questions and I am waiting your chapters. Bye bye friends. Bye bye.